Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the full moon. It's on October 6th, it's at 14 degrees of Aries, and now that eclipse season is done, now comes the time of opportunities. And so let's talk about how to take hold of those opportunities. So let's take a look at the chart, and what we have is the full moon, which is of course right here. I'm still learning how to draw. And so with this full moon chart, we look at what kind of aspects it's making and what else is going on in the chart. And very specifically, the things that are jumping out at me, let me get rid of those blue lines, is that we've got Mercury here at 0 degrees and then Neptune here at 0 degrees. Now 0 degrees is a very interesting energy, because different than 1 degrees and 2 degrees, 0 is all possibilities. There's a myriad of possibilities, and it can feel so much so that it's overwhelming. And having two planets in this position, and exactly in an inconjunct, and both of them ruled by Mars, because the Mercury in Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and the Neptune in Aries, of course, is ruled by Mars. And in this chart, we have Mars in Scorpio, feels very at home in Scorpio. So here you have an ability to take action, but you have all of these possible things that you can do. And all of them are going to take a little bit of work, because even though the Neptune can give you the idea that you could just slide right in, that it's easy, and the Mercury says, here are the steps to take, so you know what to do, it still has enough of an effort to it that it's going to be different. And that's the thing that the eclipse wanted us to do anyway, is to end something that we're familiar with and try something new. And so this chart really epitomizes that. And because it's a full moon chart, everything's lit up. It's right here to say, look, over the last couple of weeks, the universe has been saying, here you go, here you go. And maybe now is the time that you can say, oh yeah, there's enough light here, there's enough energy here, I see the possibilities, and I'm going to grab hold of it. Another really interesting part of this chart is the Venus sitting right there with the South Node. So Venus is what we want and what we like and what we think will be comfortable and delicious, and the South Node is the familiar. So right there we have this desire to stay with what we know. And yet with these two planets at 0 degrees and this full moon saying the energy is very high, now's really the time to say, what can I do that's different? What's the different path I can take? How can I think differently? How can I take a different route, to what I want to do? With an astrology reading, you get more information about who you are, your talents and abilities. You get to see what obstacles are ahead, and you can get a game plan for how to get past those obstacles and find success. So if you're interested in having a reading, there's a link in the description. Okay, let's take a look at your sign. Okay, Aries, when we look at the short-term opportunities for you, they have something to do with a favor you could ask someone. And this might be a small favor, or it could be something pretty big, but this is an opportunity that's a little bit fleeting. So that means that you need to grab hold of it pretty soon. So keep your ears open. Someone may offer you something, or there may be circumstances where just asking for a favor feels natural. The longer term opportunities are about some sort of leadership role, something that you could take charge of, which is your forte. So this would be a perfect opportunity for you to step into the lead. So this could bring you something for work, but it also could be something to do with a family, steering it in the direction that you want to go, or that there is something maybe to do with your friends where they're looking to you for an answer. This is your time to shine. Now, when it comes to relationships, the full moon's really lit your chart up, and so that means that you have more opportunities when it comes to meeting someone new, and it's a full moon, so this would be, you might not get it started for a couple of weeks, but you could have that initial introduction at a party you go to or some social event. But in your general relationships, what is going on is that emotions are going to be running a little bit high. And that's something that again, like, you can handle this. This is perfectly okay with you, but you do have to be cognizant that the other person may not be able to handle it. So again, take the lead. And most of the time, you're going to find that people just fall into line. Now, when it comes to your money, the issue is around that Venus conjunct South Node, and that is that you're in a comfortable place. It's a little too comfortable. It's not uncomfortable enough to maybe move you out. There's nothing pressing. And so this can cause you to miss opportunities because it's just not within the realm that you can see. So one of the things you can do is start to think about it differently. Like, when you think of your list of things to do, maybe think of who else could do it for you. What could you automate? What could you eliminate? Is there something that you could do in an opposite way, just to see if it generates a bigger response? Now, when it comes to money from the various sources like business or from your career, the interesting thing about this chart is there's hardly any aspects. And I think that's because the eclipse season was so intense. Like, this is just a calmer time, which can mean that markets are a little bit flat, or in a very tight trading range, and that everybody's kind of holding their breath, seeing what the repercussions were from all the decisions people made during the eclipse time. Now, that said, you do have Mars in a very strong placement, and Mars is your chart ruler. So this is a time for you to take action, because you could find that you uncover a treasure that other people have missed. Today's tutorial is a blast from the past, especially for those of you who miss my long hair and want to know about your rising sign. Here you go. I'm Donna Stellhorn, and here are 3 things you may not know about your rising sign. Number 1, your rising sign is based on your time of birth and location of birth, and the rising sign changes every 2 hours. And so over a 24-hour period, we will go through all 12 rising signs, which means that sometimes even twins have different rising signs. Number 2, your rising sign is how you appear to others, and so they may see you as your rising sign more than your sun sign. Rising signs can also affect your appearance, and so you might find that you look more like your rising sign. For example, Taurus can have a gap in their teeth, or Virgo might have very long, beautiful fingers, or Scorpio has very piercing eyes. This is based on the rising sign, not on the sun sign. And number 3, if your sun sign and your rising sign are the same, then you're a double. And that means that what we see is what we get. That's awesome.